I am super excited to be here this afternoon with Erica Orange. Erica, you will be delivering our second keynote at our annual School Administrators of Iowa conference this year, and that will be for you on July 31st. So welcome.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
We are too, very much so. I had really been interested in future trends and what we might expect based upon economics, education, a number of different factors. And so I was really excited to come across your work and your study of these different trends. I believe you look at 5 different trends, if I'm correct, maybe a few more, a few less now. At any rate, what is it that makes you so passionate about the work that you do? And then what is it that our colleagues would expect as far as takeaways from your session?
Yeah, it's so hard not to be excited when you're dealing with something that's as big as the future. And to your point, I mean, yes, we're looking at kind of 5 bucketed trends, but it really is just how the external environment is playing out. So it's the interconnection between what's happening socioculturally, politically, technologically, economically, even demographically. There's so many things happening so quickly. And oftentimes the default kind of reaction to the future is that of a lot of fear, trepidation, anxiety, and I see that so much. But I like really flipping the narrative and getting people so excited about a lot of the things that are happening, because while things are speeding up so quickly, we're kind of living in this age of disruption. It's such a buzzword today. The biggest thing is not just focusing on the threats, which are, again, it's one of the narratives that we're being sold today. It's really flipping that and getting people galvanized about the opportunities. And, when you talk about the future of education, it's so exciting because these are young minds with tremendous possibilities in a future where it's not just going to be one linear path. Their world is going to go off in so many different directions. They're going to be exposed to so many kind of boundaryless technologies, boundaryless forms of communication, and all of those traditional demarcations between even the real world, the virtual world, the digital world. All of these things will be so kind of interchangeable and seamless for them. So for a group like this, I get super excited to talk about all of these amazing changes that are on the horizon. And the biggest thing is just really putting it within a contextualized framework, so it doesn't seem as if these trends are falling out of the sky for no reason. The future is happening in a way that makes sense, and that's what I study. And it's helping people understand really why these big things are happening in the first place.
And that's one of the things that most drew me to you, and I think that will resonate most strongly with our audience, is your ability to shift that narrative so that while certainly change can be anxiety-inducing, being able to look at these trends and, as you noted, contextualize them, I think helps really to alleviate some of the anxiety we might feel about the unexpected or unknown, and to generate, I think, some of that enthusiasm and passion for how we can influence what lies before us. And so I'm, again, just super excited about that perspective.
Absolutely. And again, and it's regardless of audience, industry, sector, no matter what it is, one of the things that so many people talk about today is AI, disintermediation, robotics, and the bigger thing, and this is one of the core messages that I'll get across in the presentation, is in this future, undoubtedly, there will be a role for the human. And this is important for a lot of students to understand when they think about the future of work, when they think about the skill sets and the competencies that are going to be required for this future. It's not that human intelligence and human labor is going anywhere. It's just that that role is going to change. So getting everyone comfortable with that changing role of the human, understanding that it's all about an evolution and that we are poised to really capitalize on where the future is moving. We just have to challenge outdated thinking and old paradigms. So we can't just, kind of incrementally fix what we might perceive as broken. We need to just reimagine things differently.
I think the power in that message is that our theme this year is it starts with us. And what I love about our audience is we are so fortunate to have all of these school leaders, our superintendents, central office personnel, principals, assistant superintendents, and other educational leaders across our state joining us for our event. And this whole mind shift and narrative shift really does start with us as the leaders in our buildings, in our districts, and in our communities, and so that we can help bring others along into this future that is so exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the biggest things for me too, is just demystifying a lot of these things that are happening, because it does seem so big, so weighty. But to your very point, it does begin with us. It begins with each individual. It begins with each student, even challenging their core beliefs, their core ideas of how the world works, and just even flipping their perspective and thinking differently. And I'll even take the audience through kind of a few fun, what we call thinking technologies, just to even get those mental cobwebs out, to get all of us thinking differently together as well. It's not reinventing the wheel. So much of the future is in plain sight. We just haven't been trained to see it.
I hate to wish away time, but I will say I am super excited to have you here with us in July, Erica. So thanks so much for your time today. And I know our audience will be in for a real treat to get a chance to participate with you and engage in your message.
Well, likewise, thank you so much for having me. And I'm looking very forward to July 31st and being with everyone in Des Moines.
Thank you.
Thanks.